Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Today is Tuesday, April 11th. This is our regular scheduled city council meeting. Also, it's the meeting for acting as the successor agency, the redevelopment agency, the Rialto Utility Authority, as well as the Rialto Housing Authority. Call this meeting at 6:30 p.m. Madam City Clerk, would you, a roll call, please?
Mayor Robertson,
I'm present.
Mayor Pro Tem Carisalis,
Present.
Councilmember Baca,
Present.
Councilmember Trujillo,
Present.
Councilmember Scott,
Present.
City Treasurer Correa,
Present.
City Attorney Eric Bell,
Present.
Acting City Manager Aaron Brown.
Present.
Right, thank you. And now, if I could ask everyone who is seated to stand and please join me in the Pledge of Our Allegiance to the flag. Please, if you hands on your heart, ready to begin? Please remain standing, and while we call on Pastor Victor Nolan for worded action to deliver invocation.
Let us bow. Father, Lord God, we thank you, we thank you, we thank you. We thank you for this meeting. We thank you for this city council. We thank you for our mayor. We thank you for your city, this city. We thank you for all these your people that's gathered in this place. We just ask that your power, your presence be upon us to do your work, your assignment, and your will. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. Please be seated. Wow, we have a wonderful turnout today, and we have a number of presentations and proclamations that we will be presenting today. And I also have something that a couple of things I would like to acknowledge of individuals, but we're going to start off with, we have the Rialto Teachers Association, and they will be providing with the I think it was running in the Los Angeles Marathon, if I'm not mistaken. And so the presentation, will that be along with, they didn't give me the name, so I'm going to come on out there and come down. And then after that, we also will have the girls CIF 4AA basketball champ, council member Joe Baca will do that presentation. And Carter High School girls varsity soccer team. I'm going to also ask if Mayor Pro Tem Andy Carisalis will present those certificates for me.
Absolutely.
And then we have DMV, Donate Life Month, and our Earth Day, and then National Arbor Day.
Madam Mayor, before you come to the podium, are you going to give me information on the City Attorney's closed session?
I'm so sorry. I will, while I'm coming to the podium, I will ask counsel if he would report out in closed session.
We'll do that very quickly,
Thank
Mayor.
you.
Thank you. We have 5 primary items today. The first item was a conference with legal counsel regarding 2 items of existing litigation. You did have a brief on that from special counsel and from counsel from my office. There was no reportable action on either item. You also had a conference with legal counsel with regard to 7 items of anticipated litigation. You did add 1 item of anticipated litigation at your opening session by a 5-0 vote. That was a matter of subsequent need. There was no reportable action on those items. You had a conference with your real property negotiator. You gave direction, but there was no other reportable action. And then you had 2 items, items 4 and 5 on the closed session agenda, which are public employee appointment and public employee performance evaluation. Both of those have been held over until the end of the regular session tonight for you to determine whether you're going to take those up or continue them at that time. That concludes my report. Thank you, Mayor.
And City Attorney, we adjourn closed session at, what time do we adjourn closed session?
It was 6:20.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, good evening. Thank you for having us. My name is Melissa Perkins. I'm with the Rialto Education Association. I'm our Executive Board Secretary. And we wanted to recognize some of our SRLA runners, which is our Students Run LA. They've just completed the LA Marathon. That's their culminating project for their running. And so they've done 26.2 miles recently. We wanted to honor them and let them share their accomplishments with you here at the Rialto City Council. So thank you for having us. Students, if we call your name, please come up and receive your certificate.
Okay, all right.
So Melanie Correa. And then I'll let you shake their hands, all right? I put them mostly in order, it's okay. Alfredo Martinez. Valeria Ochoa. Evelyn Ramirez. Abby Salinas. Catherine Sanchez. Jessica Valera. Armando Montes de Orca. Jonathan Perez. Michael Valdez. Angela Torres. Joanna Ruiz. Owen Ochoa. And Aiden Lim. Now, these students represent both Rialto Middle School and Carter High School, so we have acknowledgement for their coaches as well. From Rialto High School, we have Agnam Rivas. Violet Cervantes. De'et Bolton. De'et. And then from Carter High, we have Denise Miller. Shauna Hardesty. So thank you, City of Colton, for recognizing these awesome Rialto students. City of Rialto, would I say? I'm sorry.
Would you like to also add something?
Oh,
Please?
Great job.
Great job. All right.
My name is Shelley Costello, and I'm also on the executive board.
All right. Well, I just want to say, this is so amazing and awesome to finally see, for me, and I've been here now since 1988 in this city, and mayor a long time, it is so wonderful to see a team that ran in the LA Marathon. You guys actually went out there and did that? That's amazing. I don't know if you've been doing it on a regular basis, but I want to just personally applaud you. I want to let you know, I watched it. And I dreamed, and there was a time when at best I would get up and run 2 miles, but no way will I ever run. And now I want to also ask you guys, tell the truth. Did the coaches run it with you? Really? All right, go, go, go. Give those coaches a round of applause. That is exactly, terribly, that is exactly giving you good support and discipline and guiding you. So thank you for coming to City Council. I'm going to turn it over now so that Councilmember Baca can make a presentation as well, but I was going to ask if there's any way we can all somehow get together in one big group and get a picture. Now, I don't know exactly. Can you guys all come around here as best we can?
Come on up, maybe we can get all in the front. Go right up there. There you go.
This is all just come up to the front.
There you go, just squeeze all up in the front, and then you go. You need to be in the back front, no, get in the back. I think you need to be in the back.
Nice job.
Good job.
That's awesome. You want
You guys wanna come down and get your picture taken?
Or let's hide behind you.
Y'all wanna
I
come
like
down and
it,
get
I
your
like
picture taken? Yeah. Why don't we invite the entire council? Yeah. Why don't you guys come down and get a picture? Please, yes. Yes. Madam Mayor, can we have the council, all these people, can we have the council, this council here? Can we, yeah, come down as well?
They want, but they're seen on screen, but can you guys come up, you wanna come around, please? Can you grab one each end? And then while you're doing that, we'll have everybody give us a great chant. Okay, 1, 2, 3. We want to hear City Hall. 1, 2, 3. We want to hear City Hall.
Yeah, just everybody get their picture in there. Do you want to get it? I don't want to.
Next time, if they're running next year, let us know. We are. All right. We want Rialto on the next one. Okay? All right. We'll figure that out.
No, I'm just saying we take it off. Okay, let's move to the next one, okay?
Thank you again for having us. Thank you. We'll see you next month.
I know, right from the outset.
We'll have to pick out, we're gonna arrange it, maybe it will be, we might start at the beginning of next year, so August. You got it, thank you so much.
Go ahead.
I'm waiting for them to come in.
That's a good idea, Joe.
Pardon me? I think it's a good idea. It's great. It's a.
Stay? 50? I think so. So it's 17 plus the coach.
Okay, I'm next. The next presentation is for the Rialto Unified School District girls basketball team, the Lady Knights, right? All right. The Lady Knights under Coach Robert Goodland, who led them, had them working out almost what, every day? And weekends sometimes? Oh, yeah. But the team was very successful because they represented the city of Rialto. They represented Rialto Unified School District. They represented the school itself, which is Rialto High School. And ladies, you should all be proud. An accomplishment of being the 4A, AA champions. It's a very difficult to accomplish. I played a lot of sports. I never got to the CIF. We were always eliminated at the beginning. But you girls were able to beat Buena Park 46-44. That was a close game. That was pressure. Somebody had to make that clutch shot. And let me tell you, making that shot and winning, especially not giving up, because that means your coaches rallied you when you were behind by 12 points in the first half. And you had to come back. That means you had to have the will to want to win, that desire, that drive, that dedication. And that's what it takes. Because this is only the beginning for some of you that may go on to play in college later on, but it's going to take a lot of hard work. You knew the hard work that it took you to become champions. You are truly champions. And I want to congratulate Coach Robert Goodland and his assistant coaches that we're going to, Robert, do you want to come up and name them all off, your assistant coaches, because he has quite a few. And he has also a team mom. Yes. Oh, my gosh. Dedicated. You want to come up here to the mic, Robert?
First of all, to the mayor and all the board members, I would just like to say thank you guys so much for giving us an opportunity to be here tonight. We truly appreciate it. As he said, these young ladies really worked hard this year. I'm so proud of them. And everything that they deserve, I feel they should get it because they put in the time. They put in the effort. He couldn't have said it no better than I could have said it myself. And this young man right here, I've been knowing him a long time as well as the mayor, and I truly appreciate the opportunity I said you both gave us to be here. It's an honor and a blessing. Thank you so much. I would like to introduce my coaches first. Well, first, before the coach, let me introduce my team mom. My team mom. This goes without even an introduction. Angela.
Here you go. Come on up. Team mom. Angela Parks.
If anytime I didn't have something right or didn't knew what was going on right, she let me know. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Next in order, my next coach, who's not just a coach, but he's my brother. He's a pastor. Love him to death. Coach Donnell McNeil. Now, a lot of people can't get an opportunity to say this, but my next coach, he's a coach, he's also like a son of mine. Now, it's kind of funny, but how can you say I have a coach that's coaching with me that has a daughter that's playing for me that came to play for me older than when he played for me?
All right.
Now, how can you say that? Coach Tyrell Parks. The next coach, been with me from a long time. He puts in so much extra time, especially working toward trying to get these girls and help us do what we need to do to get them to the next level. And I want you guys to know that's one of our primary goals, not for just them to play basketball. You know, each and every last one of these girls might not get an opportunity to go next level, play basketball. I do have some that will. But each and every last one of them will have an opportunity and will be going to college. I will not accept less. I will not accept less. Each and every last one of them will be attending college. That's primary. The one that's instrumental in helping me make that work, Coach Oxley.
Thank you, Coach Oxley.
All right, now, I don't know if I should go from the tallest to the shortest, the oldest to the youngest.
Yeah.
I'll just pick. How about this? Let me go
You still have your
with
sister?
my other coach. I'm sorry, Coach.
She
Now
couldn't be with you?
she's unable to make it tonight.
Okay,
Yeah, she's unable to make it tonight.
all right, here we go.
Okay. All right. This young lady right here, my senior, and I wanted to just give you a little brief thing about her. She's one of the ones that will be going on to participate at the next level, playing college basketball. She hadn't totally made up her mind where she will be attending. She has some idea, but she will be playing next year at some college. Miss Kamaya Anderson.
That's who it was, sitting right there. Oh, congratulations.
And she's kind of short. I think she's about 5'6".
Yeah, she's about my height.
My next senior, you know, I don't never call her by first name because I always mess it up, so I call her Kobe. But, because I said Kobe never had a shot she didn't like, so. But anyway, Miss Malaya, Mylania, Mylani, my.
Mama. Here, come on,
Kobe.
Kobe, come on in. Congratulations.
All right, Kobe.
We can tear up some names who glitter up.
Unfortunately, this next name is, was unable to make it tonight, but she's a junior. We will be having it again next year, but her name is Yami Perez. She was unable to make it tonight, but I will make sure she get it.
All right.
My next person,
We have no sophomores. Okay.
Okay.
Both of them.
yeah, my next person, sophomore, my little Miss D, one of my strong defensive aces. She put in a lot of work for me, and I appreciate it. Arby.
Definitely a little bit. Wait, we said definitely a little bit. But said, oh my God, you are definitely a little bit.
All right, this next person, if she worked a little bit harder, because she's one of the ones that hardly ever work, I try my best to get her to work. She very seldom, you know, I've been trying to get her dad to take her out and let her work harder, but she just won't put in the extra work. Maybe if she put in the extra work, she could be okay. Maybe. No, I had to take that back. My hardest worker, one of my hardest workers. And I tell you, you've done a really great job from your 9th grade year to now. I watched you grow. Your compassion for the game and the effort that you put forward trying to make sure we were a success, I couldn't ask for more. I truly appreciate you. Karen. All right, that Miss C. And if you guys want to talk about like when you said about that shot, that's who made my last couple of free throws.
Okay.
Of course, I touched her hand and told her how to do it because she used my wrist.
Soft touch, soft touch.
She used my
right?
wrist, but it was okay. Yeah.
Soft touch, right?
Okay. Now you guys know when you're sitting out in the sun, you always doing this. It's like a gnat. This ball just worsen. My little gnat, that's how she played. She get on, she just pound you. I mean, when she get on, people just get so frustrated. But man, get her off of me. My defensive ace, no, Miss Genevieve.
Oh. How dare he? We'll get him up to the short notes, right?
Okay, unfortunately, this is another young lady who's unable to make it. Unfortunately, today she had a softball game and she got injured in the game. Wasn't bad, but she just wasn't able to make it. So that's Joanna Zamano. I'll make sure she get it. Next young lady came over to me. I'm so glad to have her. Unfortunately, her season was cut a little short because she got injured early in the season. But one thing about it, although she was injured, she was right there at every game as if she played. Every game. So she didn't get the opportunity to participate with the first part of the season. But I know she was there because every game I heard her right here. Lamaya. All right.
Congratulations.
Okay. Well, I got two freshmen. One of my other freshmen right here. I called her, are you scared to shoot or what? The shot's there. Why don't you take it, man? What's up? But this is one of my freshmen that really came in and did a great job her first year. She learned her way around. She did a great job. Her shot was something to be commended. And I expect it to be better next year. Miss Destiny.
So you'll get it. You'll get there.
You better get it right.
You'll get it.
All right. And last but not least, my other freshman. I picked her up watching her play in the 8th grade before she came. And I looked at that girl and I said, man, she sure get up and down that floor fast. Zig, 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 zig. She can do that. Now, the next thing I need her to do is be able to put the ball in the basket fast. She really did a good job in working on that. She's playing now, and she's just gotten better throughout the whole year, and I'm so proud of it. And I remember you're freshmen, but you did a heck of a job, and I really appreciate it. You're only going to get better. Come on. Live. We want to really thank you guys again, but I just want you to know that these young ladies, they came together as one. But as you can take a look at them, they're young. So we had a good opportunity, but we'll be standing here again next year.
Can you wait here for a second? We also have another special presentation by San Bernardino County Supervisor Joe Baca Jr.'s rep. Marlinda Johnson has a presentation to make in behalf of the county of San Bernardino, and I believe a healthy little check as well to the coach from Joe Baca Jr.
Health is
Supervisor Joe
always
Baca
good.
Jr.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Marlandra Johnson. I'm a field representative for County Supervisor Joe Baca Jr. And on behalf of 5th District County Supervisor Joe Baca Jr., I would like to present this resolution to Rialto High School girls basketball team for winning CIF in their division and showcasing their exceptional talent and teamwork. And we also have a check to present on behalf of County Supervisor. Congratulations, you all.
Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Council members, come on.
Where you guys go? Come on up there.
And that's not $2.50.
Let's go.
Show the money. Show the money.
Show me the money.
Take that to the bank?
Now, we don't know if cash
Over there? Okay, we'll shuffle this
all over there.
Oh, yeah, there you go. I'll stay here. I'll stay here. You can shuffle that way.
Well, yes, I would just say, in closing, I want to thank everyone, the Rialto girls basketball, for winning your CIF, for putting us on the map. And I want to say that I had watched the NBA drafts yesterday, and I'm looking forward to soon being able to see that some of you will also end up in the WNBA drafts if that's what you're focused on. So again, thank you guys. Thank you, Coach Goodlow, for coming and for the presentation. Oh, yes, no, I was going to hand those to him. All right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. And take the money to the bank. All right. Okay, you got the next one. Thank you. Oh, I hear my voice going out. Oh, wait a minute. CI what?
No, CIF.
You're gonna have that run. I'm
Oh, yes.
Roger,
Oh,
obviously.
yes.
I'm the one that called you last summer.
Yeah.
I'm at JU.
Okay, we're planning it. You know
Right,
that.
no, because I know she moved on. She said she doesn't want to move next year.
Who is it?
Susan.
Susan.
Kate has something to present. Or maybe you could do a hula hoop.
This is a soccer.
No, is that? Or you could do a hula hoop.
Maya.
Okay, that's what I
Maya.
There you go. There you go.
They, that's not, they're not interested in it. Really? Couldn't get them to. All right.
Yeah, I can imagine. You're very athletic.
Oh, yeah. Oh, somebody doubted it? What? You got some, some moves and things here.
Who's the last name? Maya Davis.
Okay, what she did, you have
She was the one that
19, okay. That's the first one.
Division 5 championship CIF. All right. It's bigger.
Whoa. It's kind of city clerk told us to get in
I
here in
know,
time, huh? We'd be messing around. We'd be all day long.
Right?
Whoa. Did you get some others to come in? Yeah. Some that know. All right. Look at there. Look at here. Well, good evening, everyone. I want to, as the mayor, would love to welcome you here to City Council and also to acknowledge all of your amazing accomplishments this past year. I'm going to turn the mic over to my colleague, Mayor Pro Tem Andy Carazellis, and he's going to have a few words, and then he'll assist, and I will pass out certificates, and he will call the names out.
All right. That
So
sounds
thank
fair.
you. Thank you for coming.
All right. Congratulations. Big round of applause. All right. Now, so Maya Davis within the 19th minute, right? Where's Maya? All right. Big round. So I have a question. When you scored that first goal within 19 minutes, did you think that goal was going to carry you through the whole game? Good, good. Well, that's all you needed. Great. Big round of applause for Maya. And the entire team, because it's the team that does the work. So I know there was defense and there was everything else that's involved in soccer. So please, everyone, a big round, parents, You guys, a big round of applause for you because you guys were the ones that made sure that they were there practicing, even though when they didn't feel good and they were tired, and you guys were like, no, go, go, go. So please, big round of applause to yourselves. All right, and now we will start with Maya Davis. Yaneli Aguirre. Veronica Ruiz. Catherine Reese. Alexa Rios. Arceli Munoz. Kyra Montaño. Cristina Guerrero. Alexia Figueroa. Serenity Fernandez. Abby Encino. Jada Edwards. Diane Dones. Lalaya Bustamante. Lalaya, oh, two for Lalaya. That's two. She got two. No, she got two.
All right.
Melili Vergara. Sienna Villalobos. Sofia Zaragoza. And so part of what makes a team is their coach. So I think the coach needs to be recognized as well. Corey Fincher.
Congratulations. Outstanding.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right, we come over here.
Well, let's give them a round of applause, and with our colleagues, would you please come down so we can take a picture with them as well? Oh, I'm sorry, and you come on over. That we have another proclamation or presentation from Supervisor Joe Baca Jr.'s office, so go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of 5th District County Supervisor, I would like to present this resolution to Carter High School girls soccer team for winning CIF in their division, showcasing their exceptional talent and teamwork. Congratulations.
Coach, please come on up. You have? Oh, I thought, okay. All right.
So wanna go over there?
Everybody get over here, yes, so we can take a picture.
Just keep walking that way. Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
message first, and then I'll just email you. Okay. I'll text you my my email address. Area code 951 529 1968. That's me. Shoot me a text, and then I'll send you my email address.
Sounds good. That'll work.
Perfect, and I'll send you the drive. Thank you so
Appreciate
much,
it, man.
because all the pictures, I need to capture, so thank you so much. Oh, I'm sorry. After you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you guys for the indulgence. Now I would like to present a proclamation to Cheryl. If you will join me at the podium, I will come down and bring this as well. We've had a number of presentations today and proclamations, and so thank you for staying in here and waiting. Next month, if I'm not mistaken, is May. Oh, no, I'm sorry, this month. I'm so sorry. Is actually the Donate Life Month, which is usually held in April. I think a year ago or two, I actually put my pinky on my driver's license. And so I am ready to provide in the event there's a need when it's time. So I'd like to present this proclamation to Cheryl on behalf of Donate Life. Then it's the proclamation number 1, series of 2023 for the year. It says, whereas organ, eye, tissue, marrow, blood donations are life-giving acts recognized worldwide as an expression of compassion to those in need. And whereas more than 100,000 individuals nationwide and more than 20,000 in California are currently on the national organ transplant waiting list, and on average, 17 people die each day while waiting. And whereas the need for donated organs is especially urgent in Hispanic, Latino, and African American communities, whereas a single individual's donation of the heart, lungs, liver, kidneys, pancreas, and small intestines can save up to 8 lives. Donations of tissue can save and heal the lives of more than 75 others. Organ donors saved more than 42,000 lives last year, the most ever. And whereas any person can register to be an organ, eye, and tissue donor, regardless of age or medical conditions, and being registered donor does not impact the quality of life-saving medical care a person receives in an emergency. Whereas California residents interested in saving life through living kidney donations are encouraged to visit www.livingdonationcalifornia.org for more information. So now, therefore, I, Deborah Robertson, Mayor of the City of Rialto, along with the City Council, do hereby proclaim the month of April 2023 as DMV Donate Life Month, and encourage all Rialto residents to check yes when applying for or renewing their driver's license or ID card with the Department of Motor Vehicle. I want to present this today on the 11th day of April to Cheryl Mackham, so that she can proudly display that, but also give Cheryl a chance to give us a few comments about Donate Life. I know we've participated in it for a number of years now, and so I really appreciate it if you give her a round of applause. Thank you, guys. And Cheryl.
Sure. Well, thank you, Mayor Robertson and the City of Rialto City Council. April is National Donate Life Month, and I am a volunteer for One Legacy organization, which is the organ procurement organization for this area, Rialto included. They facilitate the recovery of organs to save people's lives. And the reason why I'm involved as an ambassador volunteer is because I'm a living kidney donor. In 2009, I donated a kidney to my brother. We have a family history called polycystic kidney disease, which has affected many generations of my family, starting out with my grandfather, my father. My father did not receive a life-saving transplant. So when my brother's kidneys failed in 2009, he said, I need a kidney. So I got two. I'll be your living donor. And thankfully it worked for us, and I was a match. Since then, in my family, it has gone down to generations. 3 of my 5 siblings have PKD, and there's no cure for it. So donation is just near and dear to my heart, and I would encourage everybody. As Mayor Robertson said, she registered with me a number of years ago. And so when you go to the DMV, you can check yes to donate your organs, or you can go to www.donatelifecalifornia.org and register your choice to become an organ donor and be somebody's hero, save somebody's life. Thank you so much, Mayor Robertson and City Council.
Okay, actually, we have, I think, at least 2 more presentations, or 3. Did you want to take the time to do your presentation? Yeah. Thank you. Okay.
Mayor Pro Tem and fellow council members, I'm here to present in memoriam resolution in memory of our Commissioner Linda Goffney, who passed away this past month. She was an evangelist. She was born August 15, 1949, and she just passed away March 20th, 2023. She was born the youngest of 10 children and began her education in the Charles Love Elementary School. She graduated as one of the first African-American students from Bremont High School. She had a wide range of interests. Linda graduated from the National Business College and the historic Madam C.J. Walker Beauty College in Dallas, Texas. Linda became a faithful member of a small Pentecostal congregation that would change her life. She fulfilled her call in many areas of the ministry in her local church as Sunday school superintendent, Bible study teacher, youth ministry director, church secretary, and mission worker. She graduated from Bishop Charles Mason System of Bible College, earning both teacher and master teacher certificates. She received a ministry license as an evangelist in the Church of God in Christ. She traveled speaking to Christian audiences at revivals, prayer groups, women Bible studies, and conferences. Although Linda was faithful to her church, she was highly dedicated to the community. She made frequent home visits to the elderly and disabled. She served as president of the Senior Democratic Club. In addition, Linda served as a commissioner on the Beautification Commission for the city of Rialto. She was also being a faithful member of the Red Hat Society. She was more proud of her volunteer work with local elected officials. Linda has received numerous awards and recognition for her community service and church leaders. She was preceded in death by her mother and father, one sister, Lucille Harper, and 3 brothers, Wayman Olin Jr. and Billy R. Harper. She'll be deeply missed and is signed our mayor, Deborah Robertson, the mayor pro tem Andy Carsales, council members Ed Scott, Joe Baca, and then myself, Rafael Trujillo. And I just want to let you know that she was very active at the Julia Palms community. She used to host Coffee with Linda, and she would bring in special speakers to talk about discounted prescription drug opportunities, or talk about safety in her community. So I just wanted to present this to her spiritual niece. This is Christy Mitchell. So would you like to say a few words?
Well, I have her other 2
her
as
other
well,
spiritual
so I'll
sisters.
let them speak. Well, my name is Ranice Watson, and I ended up meeting Miss Linda because my son, he was a student at Boyd Elementary School, and just a short story, I had posted an ad over in the senior, at Julia Palms inside of like the laundry room area. And Miss Linda called me and she responded to that. And she says, you know, I'm responding to your ad, you know, I'm applying for the job looking after your son. So I went over, I met Miss Linda. She says, baby, you're not gonna get no other phone calls. She tore down the, the sign for anybody else to be able to call me. So since then, I've always kind of kept in contact with Miss Linda. Miss Linda was a blessing to me over the years with her watching my son. I'm grateful for her. My son was probably 8 years old attending city council meetings here in this room with her. So, you know, she will be greatly missed.
Hello, my name is Chevette Brown. I am was her caregiver for like eight years, I should say. I know her for 8 years. Miss Linda was everything to me. I was considering her as my second mom. My mom was not here in place. She lived in Texas. So she was the one I was always looking forward to, get things to her and getting the response from out of her. It really broke my heart that this had came to an end, because the day before she had passed, we were supposed to go out. She asked me, did I have anything to do on Monday? And I told her no. I said, I'm all yours. So she said, okay, I'll call you in the morning and let you know. But it has to be between 10 and 11. So I'm like, okay, no problem. So I'm getting myself together and everything, and the next thing I know, I get a phone call from the lady that lived next door. Now I'm doing in-home with the lady next door also. So she the one called me, and she was like, Chevette? And I'm like, yes. And she said, you don't believe. She said, you won't believe. And I said, yes. I'm like, what is it, Renee? And she said, Miss Linda just passed away. And I'm like, oh, no. This can't be. I was like, we were supposed to be going somewhere today. And I tried not to tell her, because she would sneak out the house so the other lady wouldn't see her come to me. Because then she was like, oh, that's what you're doing on Monday. So it was just a thing with her with that. But that really broke my heart with her. And we had a lot of memories. Even with her meeting my family, I'm meeting her family, and it was just, I was just her daughter. I was one of her daughters. And we had like 3 or 4 daughters. It was so beautiful with her. A lot of things I have done with her on the outside, and she really helped me a lot. So I just hated this just came to an end. But I would say that's still my mom in my heart, even though she's not here now, and it's like really no one to turn to. But I'm here. Thank you. Bye-bye.
And I'm Christy Bill. I want to just say thank you to Raphael, her Latino son. To Mayor Robinson, thank you for visiting the family. Mr. Andy, I thank you. We remember you. We would always go to your ice cream shop. Thank you, former Congressman Joe Baca. That's how Auntie Linda and I met him. We used to volunteer for him. She honored and loved every one of you all. Barbara, Miss Barbara, she said, has so much class, you get to know her. So Miss Barbara, every time I came to you, that's why I came, because Auntie Linda said, you go talk to she didn't say Barbara, she said Barbara. Go talk to Barbara. And so we really appreciate it. We thank you all so much for loving her, and she loved you all a lot. Thank you.
And we will have something, I know Cynthia's working on a project to memorialize her, and so that'll be in the future.
Oh,
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Raphael.
Yes, always.
I just had to add that always the best dressed. Always best dressed. Yes, that's how I remember.
Yes, that's definitely appropriate assessment of her, because she was definitely always particular and very, very focused on her dress, and she wore it well. Okay, that's what I say. Well, thank you guys for taking that moment to share with us, because I think all of us know that Miss Gosney was very much a person, a lady of presence. Okay, we have a few more presentations. So this is a busy month and a lot of celebrations. And I'll ask Tim if he doesn't mind to come up. And we have a proclamation acknowledging Earth Day, which is this month. And we also have a proclamation to acknowledge Arbor Day. And we have a number of activities I know underway. So I'm going to present this one quickly, speak to it, present the other one, then I'll let you have some comments.
Speak to both at the end?
Yeah, why don't you? Let's do that, okay. So proclamation number 5, series 2023. Whereas since April 22nd, 1970, Earth Day celebrations have annually demonstrated a compelling commitment among millions of people to raise public understanding of the complex relationships that exist between people and their daily activities and the environment. And whereas Earth Day symbolizes the importance our community places on environmental stewardship and serves to unify all of us on the practice of environmental protection each and every day. Whereas the knowledge of ways to live in harmony with our environment and methods and technologies to accomplish this end already exists. And whereas local communities can do much to reverse environmental degradation and contribute to building a healthy society by addressing issues such as energy use, transportation, waste prevention, and sprawl. And whereas the environmental realities of our time require humans to make a dramatic shift in our relationships to the earth, whereas the City of Rialto hereby encourages its residents, businesses, and institutions to use Earth Day to celebrate the earth and commit to building a sustainable society. Now, therefore, I, Deborah Robertson, Mayor of the City of Rialto, along with the City Council, do hereby proclaim April 22nd, 2023 as Earth Day in the City of Rialto and call upon all citizens to join the city staff on Saturday, April 22nd, in beautifying the city and recognizing Earth Day for its essential services it provides to our community. And then we have proclamation number 6, series 2023 for Arbor Day. And whereas in 1872, the Nebraska Board of Agriculture established a special day to set aside for the planting of trees. And whereas this holiday called Arbor Day was first observed when the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. Whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world, and whereas trees can be a solution to combating climate change by reducing the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cutting heating and cutting cooling costs, moderating the temperatures, cleaning the air, producing life-giving oxygen, and providing habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable resource, giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. Now, therefore, I, Deborah Robertson, Mayor of the City of Rialto, along with the City Council, do hereby proclaim April 28th, 2023 as Arbor Day in our city and urge all citizens to celebrate Arbor Day and to support efforts to protect trees and woodlands. We also encourage residents to plant trees to gladden the heart and promote the well-being of the future generations. Signed by myself, the mayor, and attested by our city clerk, Barbara McGee, both on April 11th, 2023. So, if you don't mind, Mr. Sullivan, would you please tell us what we have planned for it?
Absolutely. I don't think I can add any more than what the proclamation said. 2 very significant proclamations. I'm going to steal some of Cynthia's thunder here probably because she'll do the highlights. But next week we have quite a few festivities. I know on the 19th next week we have Earth to Table. That'll be here at City Hall. Also on the 22nd, we're going to be having Earth Day celebrations. That'll be at the city yard. So anyhow, that'll start at 7:30 in the morning. Also at Bud Bender, we'll be celebrating in partnership with Tree People. We'll be planting 50 trees there at the park. So come down, there's plenty of activities for volunteers, all ages, and it'll be a lot of fun, and there's a free lunch at the end. So, all right, thank you.
Thank you. All right. And I was gonna, before we conclude our presentations, I know that we have not formally put a memoriam together, but I did want to sadly present some information that on, I want to say it was April 9th, we lost one of our residents, and I'd like to make a special acknowledgement for this, and the losing of Mr. Jorge Luis Garay. And Mr. Garay, the reason I want to share this is because Mr. Garay's sons are with us, and they're part of our fire department and fire personnel. But I'd like to share that Jorge and his wife Patty moved to the city of Rialto, Las Colinas in 1995, and were married for 28 beautiful years. Jorge and Patty had four boys, oldest George, Sean, Andrew, and the youngest is Christian. Jorge was a very involved father, enrolling his boys in baseball, football, boxing, wrestling, and fire explorers. He showed up to every practice, game, and related events. Jorge was always the life of the party, always making jokes and looking at the bright side of situations. Jorge definitely passed on his sense of humor to his four boys, and Jorge was also very proud of the hard work and beautiful wife, Patty. Jorge worked very hard at keeping the Garay house on task, knowing that it would be extremely challenging without him. In 2011, he enrolled his two oldest boys in the Rialto Fire Explorers. He wanted to have his boys join a program that would prepare them for future opportunities. He went to every city event that the Fire Explorers attended and never missed an award ceremony that honored his boys. Jorge was so proud to witness his sons participate in events such as their first Fire Academy, pancake breakfast, and other events where the family selflessly served their community. He made a point to not only be involved in his son's life, but to cherish them. Jorge continued to push all his boys to succeed in school and pursue their career in the fire service. He was proud to hear when his second oldest son, Sean, got hired as an ambulance operator for the city of Rialto in 2019. The following year, his oldest son was hired in 2020 as an ambulance operator for the Rialto Fire Department. Every morning, he had a routine with his boys when they got off from work. They would get home around 7:30, wake up their dad with coffee, and feed all the animals in the house. After finishing the daily chores, Jorge and his boys would frequent different breakfast restaurants, catch up on what his boys were up to, and calls for the service they might have had. His wife and he always impressed on their boys a hard work ethic, which made the family enjoy the time they spent together as a close family. Jorge had a passion for life and people and always had a goal of making them laugh. We would like to remember and honor him and his legacy of living a life to the fullest, focusing on his family and making others laugh. And as I said, sadly, I think he passed. He had an acute cardiac arrest on Sunday, on Easter, and passed early that morning. So our condolence and love goes out to the family. All right, and I don't know if, I think this will conclude our presentations, if I'm not mistaken, because I didn't see. Chief, is the detective here, Agnes?
She's not.
Okay, I'm going to wait and present. Okay, all right. Yeah, I had another presentation, but I'm going to wait and we'll present it in our May meeting. I'd like to make sure. All right, so that should pretty much conclude all of our presentations. And thank you. And now we will move into did we forget to public comments. All right. Oral communications, I'm
Madam
sorry.
Mayor, we have Mary from, Mary Jo Hartley from the West Valley Water. Just want to talk on Earth Day.
All right, thank you.
She's here.
I am short. I am sorry. There you go. Good evening, Mayor Robertson, honorable council members. Thank you for allowing me the time to speak tonight. I'm here on behalf of West Valley Water District. I know we have a great relationship with you guys because one of your council members, Councilmember Trujillo, was a former board member. So thank you for allowing me here tonight to just speak a few minutes on our Earth Day. We'd like to extend the invite to you, Mayor Robertson, and all of the council members here tonight, including the community here in person and watching online, to our Earth Day event, which is also Saturday, April 22nd, between 9 and 1. The event will be held at our headquarters at 855 West Baseline Road here in the city of Rialto. Due to limited parking at the district event, we will be shuttling attendees to and from the event from Eisenhower High School to our headquarters and back. As we just heard from you, Mayor, you guys will be celebrating the day as well. So please accept this invitation from us on behalf of West Valley Water District. If you guys want to come after, we're open till 1. I know you'll be getting the free lunch, but we'll be having In-N-Out and some good desserts.
Okay.
And just a little bit about our event. It's a community event. It's free of charge and will feature family-friendly activities, informational booths, water tour treatments, landscape workshops, interactive demonstrations. So I said In-N-Out burger while supplies last. So come on down. We'll save a couple for you guys. And we encourage all attendees to register by visiting www.wvwd.org/Earth Day. We hope to see you all there. If you can't, we totally understand. As long as we're celebrating Earth Day, I think we're all doing pretty great. And that's all I really have for tonight. Thank you so much for allowing me the time to speak.
Thank you. Thank you. All right.
We have Robert Goodlow.
Good evening once again, Mayor, Mr. Joe Baca, and the rest of the members. The reason I'm here tonight is beyond the thing that you guys just did for us earlier, which again I want to truly appreciate. I was here about a year ago in reference to one of the city ordinances, and it was in regards to bushes and the height of bushes. One of the issues that I had, and I came to speak to them about, is the bushes ordinance that you had says that bushes are allowed to be at least 6 feet, and I'm talking about in between houses, which is actually the height of a fence. Now, the issue that I had with that, which I spoke to him, is that in itself creates issues when it comes to quality of life, especially mine. If someone can come up and put a fence right in between your house and you cannot see, that's not good. But anyway, when I talked to them about that, I asked them to just take a look at it and revisit. The response I got was they came out, they looked at the bushes, and they said, "Oh, well, she's an old lady. It's not a big. It is a big deal." And all they did was ask her just to trim the top. And that in itself, I don't understand. I have pictures where you're telling me that this can be considered a fence, okay? And I asked them how wide could it be. You're telling me that a wall can be this wide, all right? My issue with this is I asked them, could they take a look at how high that they actually could be, because I asked them to at least take a ride around the neighborhood. If you ride around our neighborhood, I live in Las Colinas. If you ride around in my neighborhood, you will see that the dividers in between homes, the highest that you would see is maybe some with a brick wall, possibly about that high. So you can see. This is the only one that's on my whole street and basically in my area. But I asked about it, like I said, over a year ago. I never got any response. The person that did come out really didn't show any concern. Just actually took a look at it and just said, okay, I'll just tell them to trim the top. And that was it. So I really would like for you guys to really revisit that, take a look at the neighborhood, and I really would like for you guys just actually take a look at these pictures right here. You know, you're telling me that this should be allowable in between homes? No way, it should not be. I cannot sit and have a quality of life in my house because I sit there and it's almost like I'm incarcerated. I cannot see beyond my front door, you know? And I really would like for you to take a look at that. And that's something I really would like to revisit. I rode around in the neighborhoods. I rode around in some neighborhoods that's not in the city of Rialto. I don't see nothing like this. I don't see nothing like this. And like I said, I did bring it to the attention before, and I never got any resolution on it. I never got anything. Nobody got back. Well, I got a call and said, well, you know, we'll take a look at it. I even asked them to come up and take a look. No one even took the time to drive up and actually take a look at it, and I asked them. So once again, I'm going to ask you guys, would someone please revisit that city ordinance, because I just cannot see how someone, you're telling me that you can put up a fence in between a home. And here's the thing, that they're liable to put it on the borderline, you know, right in between each house. They're able to do that without even saying that we both agree, and that's allowable? That's, you know, that's okay to do that? I cannot understand that. So once again, I really would like that to be revisited. I would like someone to at least come out, take a look at it, and I would like some answers on that, because that's not good. And if you guys want to take a close look at the picture, you're more than welcome. But as you can see, and I know you can see this for, but you're telling me that that's allowable. Look how wide that is. And is this tall? It's taller than my backyard fence, so I can sit in my yard and I cannot see across the street? No. I would like for you guys to please take a look at it, and I would like someone to at least give me a call, give me some idea of what they think about it and what they can do.
Okay?
Okay?
All right.
Thank you.
I believe our acting city manager or our community development director is in the back, and he's standing, and he'll speak with you about it.
Okay.
And get some.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time, and everyone have a blessed night.
Okay. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Vicky Davis.
Okay.
Good evening, Mayor Robertson and Council. Thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to speak today. My name is Vicky Davis, and I'm a proud community member and organizer here in the city of Rialto. I'm founder of Rialto's Black on the Block Young Entrepreneurs Expo, which is in its 5th year and supports local entrepreneurs, families, performers, and organizations in building a sense of unity and community with a culturally informed lens, specifically in consideration of the challenges that are unique to the Black community here in our city. I'm also a proud participant in several planning committees, including the city's Multicultural Festival and Men's Health Awareness Day for the months of May and June of this year. And to say the least, I'm both grateful and appreciative for all the support and opportunity to learn and grow that the city has offered me thus far in my efforts. In June 2021, Juneteenth was declared a federal holiday, and since then, many of our surrounding cities have adopted traditions and officially recognizing this day and celebrating it with the community, the historic fight for freedom that African Americans have trod over our time in this country. As such, myself and several other local community organizations have seen fit to ensure that the city of Rialto takes part in honoring this admirable history by collaborating in a true community effort to host a free community event on the national holiday of June 19th, 2023 to be an annual event. And this application is awaiting approval from our special events committee via the Parks and Recs Department. As an active organizer for a variety of events, I'm aware that the city traditionally budgets approximately $15,000 for such events, including those that are traditionally observed by the city, including Easter, Halloween, Hispanic Heritage Month, Multicultural Festival, and many more. With this in mind, I believe it is also important to acknowledge that the city does not currently host or support in a fiscal manner any events related to Black history or heritage, although Black History Month, MLK Day, and Juneteenth are all nationally recognized events. This is disheartening. However, I have hope that this is something that is not intentional, but perhaps a misfortune as a result of lack of public comment and community leadership willing to champion this effort. It is my request that the city consider that it be both fair and appropriate to allot a budget to our Juneteenth committee in order that this occasion may be recognized with the same reverence, respect, and dignity that it and our community deserve. Thank you ever so graciously for your time and attention and the work that you all do every day to make meaningful, measurable, and positive impacts in our Rialto community. Your support in this matter is truly appreciated. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
That's it for
That
or
it?
communication, yes.
Right. All right, so with that, I think we now, anything, comments without? Would like to move it to the consent calendar, and I believe that there are some items that I will be abstaining to. If I'm not mistaken, I have them reflected here. Let me get them up. Anyone else have anything else? I will be abstaining on acting on voucher number 229545, which is dated 3/23/2023, National Council of Negro Women, and the amount for workforce development job COVID-19, $2,607.30 to the agency, and also for voucher number 229408, National Council of Negro Women, National Council of Negro Women CDBG funds for $3523.77. And I believe those are the only two items I have. Was there anyone else that had anything they needed to abstain from?
I want to pull F5 for discussion, which is the local grant for the Foothill Boulevard aesthetics improvements.
Good evening. I'm here to speak on consent item F5.
Okay. Did you?
Yeah,
have a particular question?
Well, I just attended the workshop for the Omnitrans, and it's an annual workshop that the board members have, and they're talking about finishing the West End connector, but then they were looking at the future of bus rapid transit, and they were looking at the top 5 and areas that is mostly used by Omnitrans, and as the next site for a bus rapid transit, and they're looking at Foothill Boulevard. It's the top used corridor in the entire system, and so I recognize that there's going to be some improvements, but I just want to let you know that that's after they're done with the West End connector, they're going to start looking at that corridor, and I just wanted to make sure that whatever improvements are made on the Foothill corridor, that they're there for the long run and not just in the short run when they're going to be making improvements for this bus rapid transit system that's going to go in very much like SBX. So I just wanted to give you the heads up.
Okay.
I don't know what exactly you have in store for the corridor, but hopefully it's something that will be there for the long run and not in the short run where they're going to have to be torn down to make room for this futuristic kind of outlook for the corridor.
So we can coordinate any of the efforts with Omnitrans, but the scope of the project primarily focuses on median improvements, landscaping, a lot of beautification aspects.
And that's what I was referring to. As you know, anytime you have a bus rapid transit, the platform is always on the median. And so I'm hoping that you could talk to Omnitrans to coordinate so that whatever comes up and whatever you construct will be there for the long run and not for the short run.
Definitely, we can coordinate that effort with them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. And that was, you had said that was F1?
F5.
Oh, F5.
There's a Foothill corridor.
Okay.
They're
I was
actually
looking,
working on it
yes.
again.
Just had a comment. So, anything else, Councilmember?
No, I was just going to say F5 was not part of the consent item, but an item that was going to be discussed later.
No, it's
It is a consent item?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
consent. Yeah,
Move approval of the consent items
okay,
with the exceptions of the ones that you mentioned as well.
right, So you moved, Councilmember Bacchus moved approval of the consent calendar. Somebody second?
Second.
Seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Carasellis. Any objections to the motion? Hearing none, motion carries. Now we'll move on to tab items. Starting with tab number 1.
With tab 1, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem and council members, first, I offer my apologies. This item was moved to this meeting because I had failed to facilitate the one-on-one meetings to update individual council members on this item. We have now been able to do that. You've already gone through the individual updates and the PowerPoint. Catherine Stevens, our finance director, is actually on vacation this week, but we do have Margaret in the back who, if there are specific finance questions, we have access, as well as the individual items that we were requesting as changes to the mid-year budget.
Okay. And that's it. So is there anybody have any questions or comments on tab number 1? You'd like, Councilmember Scott, you have your
Thank you, Madam
question?
Mayor. Mr. Brown, I appreciate you setting up those meetings, and I certainly appreciate Catherine and Margaret, I think she's in the back, coming to them and responding as they did. The items related to, can you go over the items related to the personnel changes real quick?
Absolutely. So I'll start with the first one would be, oh, sorry, I put that. The zero value item, which is reclassing a finance department accounting technician to accountant. We have evaluated the duties that are going on there, and it is very clear that this person is operating in an accountant's role, and so we are requesting to reclass that position as to what it should be. Elimination of the deputy city manager position from the allocated positions plan. We currently have 2 on the books, 1 deputy city manager position. The budget is being utilized to underfill the community development director position. We are asking that we eliminate that deputy city manager position from the books, utilize that funding to fill the community development director position permanently, and a job title change. So a while back, July 26th of 22, council did modify the community services department to Parks, Recreation, and Community Services. But at that time, we did not submit to council a request to modify the title of the director's position. So we are requesting that the director's position become the Director of Parks, Recreation, and Community Services.
Okay, and the item that was originally there last meeting regarding HR and the deputy HR director has been eliminated for further discussion?
That is correct. We had looked at the reclassification of salary only, but staff had decided that we would move forward with a recruitment, see how things go, and if we do encounter the salary struggle, we would come back to council, but not until we have that answer.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Trio?
Yeah, one of the concerns I had last go around was the establishment of the moratorium. Will that stay on for the pavement maintenance fee?
It will indeed, and then my intention is to bring to council a budget for the fiscal year that no longer includes the pavement management fee on either residential or commercial at all.
Thank you.
Was there any other comments or questions?
Move approval.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Scott and seconded by Councilmember Trujillo. If any objections to adopting the mid-year budget? Hearing none, motion carries. Okay, so now on to tab number 2, and that is.
Good evening,
Mr.
Madam
Stewart.
Mayor,
Good
Mayor
evening.
Pro Tem, and members of council. Tonight, I'm going to have Art Cervantes present several of the engineering items. So I'm going to turn the mic over to Art.
Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and Council. The item before you is requesting to authorize a purchase order to West Group Designs in the amount of $141,680 for design of the Rialto Library Atrium Conversion Project, City Project, excuse me, 23203 pursuant to their on-call agreement for professional architectural services and to authorize the acting city manager to execute all documents. In July 2022, discussions were held between Rialto Library and County ARPA compliance employees, excuse me, to fund design and construction for the conversion of 2 underutilized outdoor atriums to enclosed study rooms at the Rialto Library. On November 15, 2022, the City Council approved the funding agreement with the County of San Bernardino for an amount not to exceed $700,000 to the city on a reimbursement basis for expenditures related to the project. Also on November 15, 2022, the City Council approved an on-call agreement with West Group Designs for professional architectural services. The project consists of structural, architectural, HVAC, and electrical improvements. Staff recommends approval of the proposal submitted by West Group Designs to proceed with design and continue to meet ARPA deadlines to satisfy the funding agreement. I'm available for any questions. Thank you.
All right. Anybody have any questions on tab 2? Councilmember Trio.
When's the completion date for this again?
So we're targeting the end of 2024.
Thank you.
Move approval.
Second.
Thank you.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Scott, seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Carrizales. Any objections to the motion? Hearing none, motion carries. Now we're on tab 3.
Good evening again, Madam Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and members of council. This evening, staff is seeking council's direction regarding the current downtown digital sign and monument site. The sign is located within the city right-of-way on Riverside Avenue, north of the railroad crossing and just south of Rialto Avenue. A picture of the digital sign is included in this report as attachment 1. Since 2016, the sign has been owned and operated by the Rialto Chamber of Commerce. The sign has been broken and inoperable for over 15 months, and on March 9th of this year, the Chamber signed an agreement terminating the operation agreement and the easement deed and transferred the digital sign's ownership and all maintenance obligations to the city. As a result of this action, staff is seeking City Council's direction regarding the sign and offers the following options for Council's consideration. These options are listed on page 2 of your report. They are: replace the sign with a new sign, keeping the current monument, removing the sign and monument and restoring to existing landscaping or pre-existing landscaping, install a new sign at a different location, and relocate and replace the sign to the southwest corner of downtown Park at Riverside and Rialto Avenue. This option could also include partnering with a third-party digital sign provider and operator. So because of the condition of the current digital sign and the outdated technology used, staff does not recommend refurbishing the existing sign as a viable option. With that, that concludes my presentation, and I'm ready to take notes.
Okay, well, I have a question, but Councilmember Scott, do you have a question?
Yeah, just a couple comments and my suggestions. One, the sign location in the center of the downtown is not a good location because traffic, unless they're stopped for a train, which then they can't see the sign anyway, they don't see the sign. The other thing is, it's really not at eye level if you're in a car, so it's a bad design altogether. I personally think it should be, a sign should be put in its, instead of where it's at, there should be a sign put on the corner of Rialto Avenue and Rialto Avenue and Riverside Avenue, where we're gonna put in the new parking lot. I think if we combine that with whatever monument sign we have, that would give us some sufficient space for advertising. And I would hope that we would give preference to downtown businesses to be able to advertise, or at least some type of a discount. I am in support of at least obtaining quotes and potential offers from third-party sign providers. There's a number of them that do business in a city, and I think it would be easier for them to maintain and take care of the sign versus us maintaining and taking care of the sign. But I think an advertising sign in the downtown area is a good idea.
Did you have a comment?
Yeah, definitely. I like that move. I think, you know, it would be a good change for the city if we could have some space for city events. Right now, we kind of use, I know the city clerk's office uses kind of banners to promote some of the events at that corner. It'd be nice to be included in that digital sign, just to kind of give us a little bit more professionalism as a city. So I'm all for the reader board at the Riverside and Rialto entrance with the contract for operation. Thank you.
Councilmember Baca.
Well, thank you much, Madam Mayor. I agree with Councilmember Ed Scott in reference to the location of the sign. I think the sign is good. We need a sign in the area. I'd like the idea, maybe Rialto and Riverside, but I also like to see us possibly retained by the city of Rialto and work in conjunction with the Chamber of Commerce and the Rialto Unified School District in advertising a lot of the activities, because any activities that are advertised will enhance our city, whether it's done through the Rialto Chamber of Commerce, which brings in additional business into our area, which means additional revenue in attracting them. I think we need a billboard in that area. Whether we do it or we get someone else to do it is really the question, but it's something that would be positive for this city, for us to continue to look at how we go about trying to obtain it, and then look at how we might work in collaboration with the other entities as well.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Yeah, I agree with the location, and I do think we should probably partner up with the third party and make sure that they're the ones managing it, and that we're able to lease it, and that, or lease spaces, and that our downtown is able to get some kind of a discount, and to work with the chamber as well, but mainly to have a third party company manage it, and then have, of course, the city get all of our events on there. And I got a question for Mr. Scott. Were you thinking the same style of a shorter monument, or were you thinking to go with something larger and higher?
Well, I think it needs to be higher, probably a little larger. And
Okay.
it needs to certainly be modernized to the new digital type advertising that we see around the city, so.
Okay, yeah, that was my opinion as well.
It should have
Thank
something
you.
that, it should have something that represents the city of Rialto with our logos that we have out here.
Yeah.
And develop that so it stands out.
Okay.
And I like your idea about the school district being able to put some of their stuff on there, and it, obviously businesses and the city.
Well, I have comments, if you guys don't mind, before you make a motion.
No motion?
Okay, yes, no motion yet. No, I just also was saying that I think it definitely needs to move. The location that you're speaking of is good in that it's a signal, or perhaps it could even be near the, where we will be extending our rails to trail. But either way, I think it does need to go there. I would just say that I agree we should definitely let third party handle it. And generally with our third party as it is now, school districts and all other nonprofits, including the local government, gets to advertise public service announcements. So I don't think we need to go and put more to that than what generally our vendors are usually allowing that as it is. So with that, entertain a motion.
Move for approval?
Second.
It's been moved by Mayor Pro Tem Carazellis and seconded by Councilmember Baca. Any objections? Hearing none.
Mayor.
I'm sorry.
I was just asking if I could get some clarification on what you want to do. So the motion, if that is to move forward with a third party at the Rialto and
sorry, I
Riverside
guess
Avenue location.
I think that's
I think
kind
you
of-
come up with all the options,
Okay.
everything everybody up here has mentioned, and let us pick and choose from that.
We'll come back with
And-
renderings as well.
And I would say only because you need to let the third party, people who are in the business, tell you where's the best location for where they feel the visibility will occur.
Good
And-
point.
And I
Yeah.
think in the meantime, the eyesore that we have there, would you like me to have that removed?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, well, did you, if there don't feel there, clerk, do you feel there needs to be a full statement of the motion
No,
of the
I have.
intent? All
Thank
right.
you. I
All
have.
right, thank you. Okay, moving on to tab 4. And that, Ms. Toyasha presenting, thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and members of the City Council. Toyasha Sabag, Assistant to the City Manager, Utilities Division. Tonight is a request for the City Council / Rialto Utility Authority Board award a sole source contract to FG Solutions LLC to provide a water and wastewater rate study for an amount not to exceed $138,297. Now, some background. The City of Rialto provides water and wastewater services to residents and businesses within the city limits. The city provides these services through the Rialto Utility Authority, and the approximate wastewater service area is comprised of the entire city of Rialto and also portions of Fontana and Bloomington, with a total of 21,470 connections. The Rialto Utility Authority water service area is generally the central portion of the city and currently has about 12,500 connections. In 2012, the City of Rialto and RUA adopted resolutions approving a concession agreement with Rialto Water Services. The concession agreement outsourced the operations and maintenance of the city's water and wastewater enterprises to a private contractor, Rialto Water Services, or RWS, for a term of 30 years, and we are now 11 years into the 30-year agreement with 19 years left. Per the concession agreement, the city maintains ownership of all the assets, and the authority has responsibility for setting utility rates subject to contractual obligations and financial performance standards. Next, we have previous rate adjustment was first enacted in 2012 at the time of the signing of the concession agreement. Then it was a 5-year rate schedule for water and wastewater rates that were last adjusted on January 1st, 2018. Financing and implementation during that time of the concession agreement included $41 million in improvements and repairs that improve the system's reliability and effectiveness for both the water and wastewater systems. A detailed analysis of those projects are included on attachments 1 and 2. Attachment 1 is $13 million was approved for water infrastructure, and then attachment 2 is $28 million was approved for wastewater infrastructure, for a total of $41 million. And due to higher than anticipated construction costs, some capital projects from the original facility improvement project list were canceled. However, the total allocated cost commitment of $41 million was kept, and each project is detailed in the notes or exclamation column. Industry standard for utility rate setting states and methodologies state forth by the AWWA M1 manual and Proposition 218 that rates do not exceed the proportionate cost of providing utility services. Also, in order to remain in compliance, it is advised that utility systems look at their rates and do a cost analysis every 5 years. For this reason, it is recommended that the utility rate analysis is completed this year in 2023, with the last one being done in 2012. I'm sorry, the first one that was done as part of the concession agreement was in 2012. Then the City Council authorized a second rate analysis in 2018. 5 years later would put us now at 2023 to conduct another rate analysis for water and wastewater. Water and wastewater rate analysis fee proposal. Staff solicited a water rate analysis proposal from FG Solutions LLC because in 2018 the consultant completed a comprehensive water and wastewater multi-year rate analysis for the city of Rialto, and more importantly for their background in the concession agreement and its financial obligations. To the Water Subcommittee meeting on January 25th, 2023, staff brought forth the water rate study analysis. It was then that the Water Subcommittee asked that staff bring forth a proposal to review both water and wastewater rate analysis, as well as to provide industry comps of 3 other agencies that are comparable to the city of Rialto to justify a sole source contract suggestion. The fee for proposal for phase 1 of the water and wastewater rate study is $88,881 and falls within the city manager's signature authority. However, should the results of the water and wastewater rate analysis determine the necessity to move forward with a rate adjustment within Prop 218 guidelines, then staff would recommend moving forward with phase 2 of the rate study for $49,416, which would bring the total cost of the contract to $138,297. Requiring City Council authorization to move forward with phase 2, which is why today we are asking for the full contract costs to go through a rate analysis. In the staff report, there are a couple of other comparative agencies that recently completed water and wastewater analysis. We look at the one for the city proposed for the city of Rialto for 2023 at the $138,297. The cost per an account is $4.07. For a water and wastewater service fee for 79,000 accounts for the city of San Bernardino, that was done in 2022. That cost per an account is $1.11. Looking at our water and wastewater services for 20,100 services for the city of Ontario, that cost per an account is $4.98. And looking at water and recycled water for the city of Corona, that cost ends up being $5.62. So comparatively, the sole source quote that we have from FG is within the realm of a water and wastewater studies per an account, with the city of San Bernardino being the outlier simply because they have much more services at $79,000. So why the sole source? The urgency for moving forward with the water and wastewater rate analysis, as mentioned earlier, was we are on schedule to just at least look at the rate analysis to remain in compliance with Prop 218. And also, the city's rate structure will be assessed to apply for and receive state revolving fund loan and may be evaluated by the US EPA for the Water Infrastructure Finance and Innovation Act, or other known as WIFIA loan. The timing for the SRF and the WIFIA loans are outlined to be completed by January 2024, with some project costs made before the issuing of the loan reimbursable, so long as we are moving forward with a rate analysis. Therefore, should there be a new water and or wastewater rate schedule proposed, in the staff report details a suggested / tentative timeline that would help staff to be on board with the possible implementation of a new rate effective sometime in early January 2024. That would include a kickoff meeting by April 21st, so next week. It's a very extremely aggressive timeline. FG Solutions has agreed to this timeline. Following that would be a water subcommittee meeting in which an analysis work would be discussed with the water subcommittee meeting. And then it would go on to the Utilities Commission, followed by a meeting with the City Council. And if it is recommended that we move forward with a rate adjustment with a possible Prop 218 mailing in September 2023, with some room between October, November, and December. Finally, the fiscal impact will be to the operating budget, in which we do have funds available in contract services for both water and wastewater. Again, tonight, the request is that the City Council / Rialto Utility Authority Board award a sole source contract to FG Solutions LLC to provide a water and wastewater rate study for an amount not to exceed $138,297. Lastly, Art Griffith, the principal and owner of FG Solutions, is here this evening, and I, as well as he, are available to answer any questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, Councilmember Scott, you have your light on? Question.
A number of questions. Did I hear you right that the WIFIA loans require this rate study to be done?
The WIFIA loans may require the rate study to be done if we were to move forward with being a co-applicant with RWS.
Why has that never been told to the committee?
At this time, we are pursuing with RWS as the sole.
You're not answering my question. Why was it never told to the committee?
That is something that we could discuss soon. I believe that we have a meeting scheduled because it's
Okay,
not.
My second question is.
Right.
Can you explain to me exactly what the purpose of phase 2 is?
The purpose of phase 2 is the rate study. If during the rate analysis it is decided that to meet obligations to RWS and also to fund certain agreed upon capital projects, there are numerous ways in which a rate study can be put together. At that time, that's when staff and our consultant would meet as outlined with the water subcommittee to help decide how those rates would be put together.
So is this an automatic advancement of moving forward with a rate increase?
No. The first phase 1 is just the rate analysis to see based off of the number of projects listed and our commitments and payments to RWS if there is a necessity to move forward with a rate adjustment.
And I guess I'm a little uncomfortable with this tonight. I got to be very honest with you. But in this study, are we going to be shown what other communities surrounding us are charging for water and sewer?
Yes, that is part of the study.
And what cities will that be?
The list of studies that were used in the 28 rate analysis is the list of cities and agencies that I gave to FG Solutions earlier. And a lot of those cities are listed currently in attachment 3, which does show where Rialto currently rates in 2023 with our surrounding agencies. Back in 2018, it was brought up during the water subcommittee meeting that Rialto had some of the highest rates in the area. And so what staff did was to look and compare this year, 2023, with having FG Solutions also review the work that was completed. And it shows that many agencies after 2018, as of really 2021, started to move forward with both water and wastewater rate adjustments. And I know
It would be nice to have a document that was readable. In looking at this, though, I see the city of Banning. I don't know what relationship the city of Banning has to the city of Rialto. East Valley, I'm not sure what relationship they have to the city of Rialto, but it would have been nice if we had been shown this list in the subcommittee so that we could have made some recommendations. And I want to make it very perfectly clear, in no way, and I'll speak for myself, but I think the mayor will end up doing this same thing, in no way, as a member of that water subcommittee, am I proposing or suggesting any rate increases for the residents of the city of Rialto. We are being charged to death with electricity, water, gasoline in our vehicles, and now here comes the city right behind it. The purpose of this rate study should be for us just to see where we're at in the world of things and whether or not we should consider anything one way or the other. So I don't want any assumption by the community or anybody else in this city that we're proposing a rate increase, because I certainly am not. And I'm certainly not supporting one. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. I see the timeline that you have here for this analysis, and I see that you have a council meeting for September 2023. I was going to ask if you could give us the courtesy before that to, maybe individually kind of go over kind of the structure before the council meeting. They've done that with the budget. I'm hoping you could do that with the analysis so that we can have an informed decision moving forward on this. Thank you. So that's before your September. Make sure to meet
Right.
with us before September 2020.
Of course.
Definitely. Anybody else? Because if not, I have a comment.
No,
Councilman
I'd just like
Baca.
to echo what Ed Scott said, no rate increase. I think that's the bottom line, that we want to look at the possibility of our residents here in the city of Rialto. And also, apparently this study is only to see where we're at, but not asking for an increase. Is that correct?
Correct. So there's phase one for the roughly 84,000, which this acting city manager can authorize. It's within his signature authority. However, it was asked to go ahead and bring this forward to be more transparent to the entire city council so that you know what it was that staff was doing.
Thank you very much for that. And hopefully they'll consider the facts as members of this council, at least two of us that I've heard right now, myself and Ed Scott, is that we basically do not want to see any kind of rate increase.
Okay. Well, thank you for the information, and I'm just going to say this. No one wants rate increases. None of us want gas increases. None of us want electricity increases. But this has to, as a member of the subcommittee, and my colleague, Councilman Scott, sits on it, we have been dealing back and forth in the subcommittee with the needs for projects that now need to come forward, the infrastructure capital projects that were originally perhaps identified and then deferred off or felt that they weren't. And we keep struggling with the fact that we don't know if we need a rate increase or if we don't need a rate increase or if we're high or how high. So I have to say we have to go forward with a study because, because was a long time ago. It's a lot of the past practices. The deferring of things, the putting them off, the things that weren't, attractive enough, which is one of the reasons that led us into finally looking at a concession agreement and working with people to finally move our projects, move our system forward before it failed on us. So I think it's loud and clear that nobody is looking to implement a rate increase, but we need to see where we are, and I hope this increase shows us where we are in the context of what it takes to operate the system. Because the other side of it is we brought the system up with an understanding we would not be seeing rate increases. But some things we can't control, and those external cost factors that go up regardless of, even if we did nothing, we still have to pay it. So I'm good with moving forward. I'm glad we'll be fully transparent, because we need to know by then what are we going to do and make this definitive decision. But if we keep kicking this can down the road, then all we're going to do is still have it as a political football, or whatever you want to call it. So I will move forward to authorize for the payment to use the sole source contractors so we can start with the study.
Madam Mayor,
Yes, sir.
and I don't disagree with what you've said, with the exception that I believe this presentation tonight gives the appearance that we're moving forward with a rate increase. And I want to make it perfectly clear that we've asked for a rate study so that we know exactly where we're at. It has nothing to do with moving forward with rate increases. If we have to get to that point at some point, then we're going to have a conversation with the community about it. And they will decide whether or not we have a rate increase. Not us, not staff. It'll be the community that makes that decision. So I just want to make it perfectly clear, because I think this presentation is done in a very bad way.
Okay. Well, this conversation was at our subcommittee as well. And we're either stuck somewhere, and I don't think that I'm not proposing or moving forward a rate increase. But you know what? If we want to sit here and not move forward on the study as well, I'm sure staff will
I'll second
accept
your
that.
motion on the study with the understanding
okay,
that we're
well,
not going to move forward with a rate increase.
Well, my motion wasn't to move forward with a rate increase. It was to move forward on the study, just like when we often move forward on class and comp studies, and that's not intended all of a sudden we go off and hire a bunch of staff. Okay, so that is, at least that's usually what my understanding is to see if we're competitive, but not necessarily to start moving on hiring staff. So I have a motion by myself and seconded by Councilmember Scott. Any objections to the motion? There are none. The motion carries.
Mayor, I just want to make sure there's two phases. Are you authorizing the full amount for phase 1 and 2, or just phase 1?
Well, that was the motion, was she said being full transparent. We are authorizing for first 1 and 2. So
But
if there's a need for 2, then they have to, what she said, she'd be coming back to us.
And that's providing that's not an automatic mechanism to move forward with a 218.
Correct.
That's my understanding. That's the question I asked.
Yeah,
That's right. Okay.
Okay.
I just wanted to clarify. Thank you.
because if not, she could have presented just 1 and it wouldn't have had to come. Acting city manager had the authority to just move forward with the first phase. But it is clear that they will be reporting back on the status of the outcome of the study on the first phase. All right, thank you. Tab 5. I think that's Mr. Sullivan, it says. Did I just? Hello.
Hi.
Good evening.
Good evening again. The item before you is requesting to adopt resolution number 8062 to amend the budget and approve a cooperative agreement with the city of Fontana for reconstruction of Maple Avenue from Baseline Road to Miller Avenue as part of the various streets project, city project number 210804. The item is also requesting authorization to the city manager to execute any future amendments to the cooperative agreement and authorize the city manager to execute all documents. Maple Avenue is a secondary arterial street where the cities of Rialto and Fontana share a common boundary between Baseline Road and Miller Avenue. Maple Avenue was identified as a street segment in need of rehabilitation under bid Schedule B of the various streets project awarded November 15, 2022. Rehabilitation of Maple Avenue from Baseline Road to Miller Avenue will include pavement rehabilitation, new cross gutters, and new ADA accessible curb ramps. The City of Rialto will act as the lead agency for the project and will work in partnership with the City of Fontana. Fontana's share of the segment is $233,399. Fontana received approval from their council at their March 14, 2023 council meeting to proceed with execution of the cooperative agreement. Staff recommends adopting the resolution and approving the cooperative agreement with the City of Fontana for reconstruction of Maple Avenue between Baseline Road and Miller Avenue. I'm available for any questions.
Thank you. Anyone have any questions of the project? Councilmember Scott.
Is this the next in line on our paving list?
So it's currently under construction. Various streets projects currently under construction. This is just us seeking our share from Fontana.
Okay, so we're doing the work, though?
Correct. We are the lead agency.
Okay. All right, okay, thank you.
I have a question. Maybe it's the wrong street, but is there, I know we're doing rubble strips, and I just want to make sure if we're going to do some reconstruction that you'll replace whatever's on there for that.
In terms of rumble strips?
I think I can't see it on here, but I know passing by in that section, I could have sworn I'd seen kind of rubble strips that were placed on there.
On Maple?
By school, it's between Etiwanda and Baseline. That's north of there.
Yeah, if there's currently rumble strips on there, we can put them back on. Rumble
Okay.
strips were all installed by staff.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that whatever improvements have been on there, that we can maintain it
Any-
just for
yeah,
this.
Any of those traffic calming measures
Yeah.
have been approved, and we'll make sure they're included.
Okay,
So.
thank you.
Okay.
For approval.
Second.
Moved by Mayor Pro Tem Carrizella, second by Councilmember Baca. Any objections? Hearing none, motion carries. Tab 6.
So tab 6 is very similar to tab 5. The item before you is requesting to adopt resolution 8063 to amend the budget and approve a cooperative agreement with the county of San Bernardino for reconstruction of Lilac Avenue from about 0.12 miles south of Euro Lane Street to Tahoe Street as part of the various streets project, city project number 210804. The item is also requesting authorization to the city manager to execute any future amendments to the cooperative agreement and authorize the city manager to execute all documents. Lilac Avenue is a collector street where the city of Rialto and the county of San Bernardino share a common boundary between the 0.12 miles south of Euro Lane Street and Tahoe Street. Lilac Avenue was identified as a street segment in need of rehabilitation under bid schedule C of the various streets project awarded November 15, 2022. Rehabilitation of Lilac Avenue will include pavement rehabilitation, new cross gutters, and new ADA accessible curb ramps. The city of Rialto will act as the lead agency for the project and will work in partnership with the county of San Bernardino. The county of San Bernardino's share for the segment is $258,890. The county of San Bernardino will present the agreement to their board upon approval of the agreement by the city of Rialto. Staff recommends adopting the resolution and approving the cooperative agreement with the county of San Bernardino for reconstruction of Lilac Avenue from about 0.12 miles south of Euro Lane Street to Tahoe Street. And I'm available for any questions.
Move approval, Madam Mayor.
I'll second.
Moved by Councilmember Baca, seconded by Councilmember Trujillo. Any objections here? None? Did you have a question?
I just have
A question, yes.
a request for next time. Can we get some maps that illustrate the areas next time? Unless I'm,
You were looking for,
yeah, I was looking for maps. So next time, can you guys please get some maps so that we're not going on to Google Maps and looking at what the areas are. But other than that, thanks.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
no objections, motion carries. Thank you. Okay. That concludes the activities and business, and I think, because I believe we were returning back into closed session, from my understanding.
You do have two closed
Okay.
session items
Yes, so
remaining. It depends on whether you want to do them now or do your reports and then.
I'm gonna call upon our Director of Park and Recs to come up and speak on the various activities that are coming up. And if she misses one, then I will add to it. Got quite a few.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem and members of the council. here is what's happening in Rialto. Championship Volleyball will be starting their games Friday, April 14th at 6:30 p.m. at the Carl Johnson Center. Basketball playoffs will be starting Saturday, April 15th. They will have games running from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Carl Johnson Center. The Fitness and Aquatic Center will be hosting its annual open house starting Saturday, April 15th from 4 to 7 p.m. The Hall of Fame applications will be released to the public so that we can start working on receiving nominations for the event, which will be held in September. Earth to Table will be on Wednesday, April 19th, out here in conjunction with Farmers Market from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The Senior International Social will be held on Thursday, April 20th from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the Grace Vargas Senior Center. Karaoke will be returning to the Senior Center starting Friday, April 21st from 1:30 to 4:30 p.m. at the Grace Vargas Senior Center. So if you have a playlist of your favorite songs you'd like to sing, I definitely invite you to come on out. Our Youth Climate Act, or the Rialto Unified School District's Youth Climate Action Summit will be happening on Friday, April 21st from 3:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. at Eisenhower High School. And our Earth Day celebration will be on Saturday, April 22nd from 7:30 to 12 p.m. Check-in will be at the facility maintenance parking lot. And then there will be a health and wellness fair at Joe Sampson Park on Saturday, April 22nd, beginning at 8 a.m. And then if you will mark your calendars, our International Food Festival will be held on Saturday, May 13th at Ferguson Park. That's all I got.
Okay, well.
Just quickly, next time when you post that up there, can you get Gabe to stretch it so it's bigger? Because even my colleague here couldn't read it.
And I'm young.
And he's young.
That's why I read it from here. But yes, we will work with Gabe to make sure that it is wider for you guys.
Okay, couple of things I think you
Just
covered.
a comment I wanted to make in reference to the Parks and Recreation Director, Cynthia Alvarado Crawford. I want to commend you for an outstanding job done this past weekend with the egg extravaganza that was held out there. It was excellent. It was well participated by the community and the kids, and plus all of the vendors that were there as well. So thank you for doing an outstanding job. And the Parks and Recreation and the staff and the volunteers who were there. Thank them.
I do want to say that event has been growing, and so I think you just need a new location because it's just, the parking was all the way to Riverside Avenue. I mean, you couldn't find any parking at all, and I'm just very thankful to your staff for all the hard work they've done to become this kind of go-to kind of popular events that you do. Just want to thank you for bringing us out of the pandemic and just making it exciting to come and celebrate together all of our holidays here in the city. Thank you.
Okay. Well, we weren't quite doing reports, but is that part of your reports so that I don't have to go back through all reports? Anything you wanted to add to that, Councilmember Caracelis?
Yeah, so, thank you, Madam Mayor. Yeah, I attended the event as well, the extravaganza. Yes, we do need a bigger location. The entire team was out there, and I love the new blue shirts, the new banner that's out there. It really makes our city look really good, and our community really appreciates all the efforts that are taken. The food was great. I had tacos from 2 different taco trucks, and it was just it was a blast. So and also I'd just like to it's National Public Safety Telecommunications Week, so I'd like to personally thank all our emergency dispatchers and want to make sure that they get the recognition. I know that in the past we've had recognition here from the city, but we'll make sure that that message gets relayed. And that's all I have for today, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
Yeah, Councilmember Clark.
I just wanted to add something that was said earlier, or at one of the other council meetings. We need to make sure that we continue to address the Pepper Street potholes that need to be done in that area, and that we have that joint agreement with, hopefully, with the other cities that are impacted as well, and that we fix that, because common problem that's out there, and a lot of the residents keep calling us about when are you guys going to fix those potholes? So hopefully we can address those as well. I believe Councilmember Ed Scott addressed that at the previous city council meeting too as well. So thank you for those comments too, Ed.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just a couple things. One is Captain Vega just asked me to let you guys know that we will be honoring our dispatchers and communication people at the next council meeting.
Right.
Additionally, on last Wednesday, whatever day it was, I had the privilege of traveling with Sergeant Palmer and Chief Kling to Salinas, California, to look at their new police station, to give us some ideas on the new police station we're looking at here. It was a quite informative tour. Unfortunately, the mayor couldn't make it. I guess you were under the weather. But you missed a good tour. But we got a lot of good things out of it, a lot of good ideas, and some do's and don'ts of what to do and what not to do. So it was a good trip overall. So additionally, I've contacted the mayor of San Bernardino to lodge a formal complaint regarding the potholes at Pepper and Rialto Avenue, of which we are being pounded on by residents of both cities, because they think that stretch of road is in the city of Rialto. It's actually in the city of San Bernardino. So if you got potholes at Rialto Avenue and Pepper Avenue,
It's not a pothole.
it's actually the Grand Canyon over there.
It is a huge.
It's huge, and it's destroyed a lot of cars. If you looked at our claims tonight, I think most of those are from that street. So hopefully we'll get some response from the mayor, Mayor Tran in San Bernardino, and the city of San Bernardino will go patch their potholes. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Okay. Councilmember Trujillo.
Yes, everyone was mentioning dispatchers, so I just wanted to congratulate Aisha a little for her Woman of the Year award with Assemblymember James Ramos. And, you know, she's one of our dispatchers, so, you know, we're talking about dispatchers, and we have one that's been recognized at the state capitol for her work over the last 20 years. Thank you.
Okay. And Councilmember Baca.
Yes, I just wanted to congratulate Captain Anthony Vega for completing his training with the FBI just recently. So congratulations on completing that training.
I'm glad he passed. Did we have doubts? Well, he knows there wasn't a writing class.
I actually did take an executive writing course. No, I definitely appreciate the shout out, and I'm grateful for the city to allow me to get to go to this 10-week course, executive leadership. 247 of us from across the world, representing 26 different countries. We took 6 different academic courses. I took master's degree level courses, and I'm going to continue with a second master's degree out of that program from the University of Virginia. So I just wanted to thank the city for allowing me to attend that.
Thank you. We'll say we're welcome. Well, a couple of things. Yes, Councilmember Scott stated that he did take the travel on last Monday, to Salinas, and I want to also acknowledge that last Monday we held a press conference where we held that for Congressmember Pete Aguilar, who presented us with a $2 million check appropriation for Lake Rialto. I was there for that, as well as my colleagues, Mayor Pro Tem Carrizales and Councilmember Baca, but no, I was not able to go further due to lingering upper respiratory cold, whatever this is. Now we're moving into the spring season with pollen and everything else, so I just moved right into now allergies. But I did want to say that, and it was also Councilmember Scott's birthday. That was going to be that Tuesday, and unfortunately we weren't able to spend. It was, right? Or was you just faking that? just trying to get a cake or something. Yeah, well, I don't know what happened.
I don't remember if I had a birthday or not.
Oh, good.
I
Okay.
remember you thanking us for that, wishing you happy birthday.
Oh, that's right, you did.
And anyway, so I want to say that. I also want to echo everything that everyone said and commend Cynthia on a wonderful activity. I wasn't able to attend, but I was definitely having everybody, neighbors, residents, business members, texting me and sending me blow-bys and actual videos of things that they were observing. So it was greatly attended, and I think I would echo everyone said that it definitely has outgrown the spot down here. So it really, there's a great turnout.
Have you guys noticed she's got a desk back there now?
Yes, she has a desk. And then I just want to follow up on a comment. April is the Mayor's Challenge nationwide. We did speak about the Earth to Table and the fact that the Wyland Foundation will be providing a mobile learning truck, but it's really a focus all month long to encourage our residents and everyone to take the water challenge and do what you can to conserve water during the month. I know we've had an awful lot of rain and everything seems like we're back in normal, but we should really be water wise, as they always say, and conserve. So during this period, I would encourage people to go on the website, on the city website, hopefully, and click on, there should be a link that will allow you to take some time and sign up for the Wyland National Mayor's Challenge for Water Conservation. It is a competition. There is a lot of prizes that will be given away, as well as the recognition amongst our peers in cities throughout the United States as to how well we would do and our community would respond. Then the last thing, it's not so much a report, but a follow-up on a comment. And I know that Mrs. Davis did come to the meeting today and make a comment about a concern about an application that she does have in for an event that is I think she was looking to do a Juneteenth. So I would ask the city, acting city manager, would you please follow up with your staff and find out what's the status of the application? Because I think her concern was that it was not being acted upon, and the national holiday will be coming up in June. And so that's one thing I don't think she was able to fully convey as she was trying to communicate what her concern was. So with that, if there's no other business, I would move for an adjournment to closed session.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Harry, that has been moved by Councilmember Trujillo and seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Carazellas. Any objections? Hearing none, motion carries. We're in closed session. Okay, I'd like to call this meeting back to order. And I would like to report that we concluded closed session, and there's no reportable items that need to be reported out. And we concluded closed session at 10:10 p.m. So unless there's something else to add, can I entertain a motion?
So moved.
to adjourn?
Second.
Moved by Councilmember Scott, seconded by Councilmember Trujillo. No objections, we're adjourned.